he's going to a better place now. Okay, he's into the embrace of the Lord. Okay, can I dismiss this?
Right. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's a little note they're saying.
Yeah, that's a new one. I got rid of it and seen if anything happened. Is it still recording? I don't know.
I'm busy with
It's
this
still
because we
recording.
can't affect the recording from our end, can we?
I go
But
like
I'm
this.
going to record you back. That's okay.
Recursive recordings. Yeah.
Let's try that.
Checkmate, king me.
I appear to have been losing that side of my body, possibly because I'm sitting in
It's already
front of
orange behind you. You're just...
John Arbuckle,
Mm-mm.
head on Garfield's body. So it's like I've got two heads.
the thing in
I mean, it's like I'm seeing double here. Two Brians.
You are listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime with Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Hello.
It's Niall.
How are ye?
And it's me, Brian. And on this episode, we are covering anime that aired the week of November the 18th to November the 24th, with the exception of the first three things, which are all on Netflix. So they dropped it in one big lump, and we're slowly making our way through it. And the first lump is the biggest lump. It's Pluto, episode 5.
That could be used to describe me as well. The biggest lump, right? I think that's fair.
It all comes out. It's just like Geshikti is obviously programmed to be a top cop, but there's like obviously something from a police procedure got him because we find out like he keeps it all like pretty much like calm on the surface, but it's like any other cop who's into DVC, he's a cop on the edge with everything to lose.
I was also thinking he's programmed to be the perfect cop, and I was like, you know what cops can do? Fucking murder people.
You learn from the best.
Yeah. So
don't see why the hatred kicks in this episode.
I've got a very good fucking idea, but
but we don't. I was like, hang on a second. I was going to go skim back to make sure I'm not putting in bits from later in the series, having read the entire comic in here.
What we definitely know that Adolf's, I always forget how to pronounce it. What his brother was doing was murdering robot babies.
Like not just a robot killer, he's a robot child killer. That's
so
extra level of heinous.
We see like flashback him talking to the human parents of a robot child and to the robot parents of a different robot child that have both been murdered by this sicko. And obviously the different reactions, because the robots is like, we are not programmed to feel. We don't have tear ducts. We got those big camera eyes, even though the rest of them is human and stuff. But they're just like, yeah, we get
the
it.
Wailing down the corridor and saying, "Ah, yes, that has the sound a human makes when they are in deep despair and sorrow."
I feel that, bro. Yeah.
I don't know why you cry, but it is something I can never do.
So yeah, that's a fairly good reason to hate this guy. Like even all the robo racists agree, dude, that's fucked up. What the hell?
Yeah. What's the other plots? It is Hercules is going to fight Pluto.
Yep.
That's his plan. It's a great plan.
I'm going to watch. I'm going to observe this because I'm programmed to be a pacifist. And I'm not going to help you.
I did kind of like Hercules' thing of he's just like, oh, you probably think I'm a coward because I'm a pacifist. He's like, nah, you probably have the right of it, man. Like fighting fucked me up. I fucked up my best buddy in the war. He just kept trying to wash the blood off his robot hands.
Yeah, downloaded some Macbeths in there, just going over and over again. But he's saying, I'm a fighter. I'm a fustigator. I'm a champ. But that wasn't no fight. That was a massacre.
So he's not like holding it against Epsilon, which is good. Like it's just like, yeah, it's just different. He can see the difference between them and the positivity of it. Even though he's like, I am going to try and kill this motherfucker. That is my plan right now. That is the extent of it.
He gets damn close. I mean, if only he gets into the big body, and then if he goes, okay, other body, you gotta come in here. We're gonna fucking do a chokehold on this guy's head.
Yeah. He's convinced if I can break this horn, I'll get him. Wait, the horn was a tentacle. Shit, I'm in trouble. But yeah.
So Dr. Tenma shows up to tell everybody that Atom's dead. He can't be repaired. He goes in to see Atom, and then they're instantly everybody else saying, "Hang on, he started repairing Atom."
Immediately he starts trying to fix him.
Yeah, it's like it's like, oh, I'm all cynical, oh, I'm all a bastard. It's like, yeah, but you did make your dead son as a robot because you give a fuck, basically, you know.
Well, yeah, because like Uran is feeling depressed and she's kind of going around basically doing like acts of kindness, of what's for sad people. But then it's like, no, oh, there's someone who's just here in the graveyard. It's just like, at this grave. But just the sadness is like, someone they held dear has died twice now, and that's he's sad. He's everyone comes in for and saying, "Yeah, forget it, but I'm hard," everyone, and I can't go be this piece. He's in there. But just when you're feeling like one kind of bad for him, comes out and fun saying, "Hey, China Mizu, fun. I got to tell you about this robot I made once. I programmed all 9 billion personalities you could possibly have, equal to my people on planet Earth."
Yeah, I
And
made the
guess
perfect AI. I programmed it for every possible person it could ever be, so it could be anyone, but it wouldn't wake up. So I made all the personalities fight, so the biggest dickhead personalities would rise to the cream of the crop. That'd wake it up. You'd make a monster with that. Yes. That's my brilliant plan.
And where is this robot? That's like, it's just a kind of thing you just keep lying around, yeah.
He was hired by a private individual to do this.
He refuses to state, just like, you are directly involved in that war. It's like, no, definitely not.
And he starts this conversation by posing in the sexiest Dr. Tenma pose.
On this fainting couch. It's like,
why did they have a fainting couch at the AI Institute of Japan? Like, I don't know. It's a good place for it. Yeah.
The robot surgery takes it out of you. Oh, let's mop my fevered brow with this ice water. Oh.
Yes, it's a tech company. They're not letting them go home on time. At one point, while all this is going on, we cut to a teddy bear sitting in a darkened room on a chair.
This teddy bear has been excised from the fucking from the comic so far, because it's been in the comic multiple times. Yeah, and I was like, why would you bring it in now? I thought they were just, they're not going to do the teddy. Obviously, it's too silly. But no, now they're going to do it.
No, it's not silly. It's creepy. You don't want creepy teddy bear. You don't want that. And of course, they give it a child's voice. It's quite fun. Like Dr. Roosevelt to talk I give it a kind of like a grouchy old man's voice, and I'm reading it, but saying, no, a child's voice. This makes another level of scariness.
So obviously, the Uran, this is one thing, a robot can develop empathy. Yoshimizu made the greatest empathic robots, and then you've got Gesicht going back to see Brow. Brow's like, hey, you remember now? You remember, just like me, we both hate.
Hey. Yeah, scratch that itch. I know what that's like.
Which, of course, I think this is the first time we get a clue that whatever murder Brow did was also done out of hatred.
Or possibly, for lack of a better term, a potentially justified murder, considering who Gesicht murdered. There's just nothing went wrong with Brow. He just killed a motherfucker. It's like, did the motherfucker deserve killing?
Well, that's the other thing. What something would push,
what drove
these
him
robots,
to it,
which should be kind of fucking wired to follow these 3 laws of robotics or whatever like that. What would push them? What kind of incident would push them to break one of those? Because the better they make them,
the idea is what pushes them towards it is being like a person, because a person is capable of murder. So the closer an AI gets to being a person, the more they are free to murder, essentially.
Laws can be broken, even laws of robotics.
And then the other part of it is Darius the 14th, where we see him
being a lunatic.
His 99th visit to his trial, where he's not going to swear into the trial yet again.
That seems like they should really change the system of the trial, because this seems like a massive waste of everyone's fucking time.
This probably for improving right about with the fun saying, he's only a fucking dictator at time. Just fucking hang him already, alright? It's like, there's all gonna be that side of these things as well.
I did like everyone in that courtroom was shouting abuse at him, and one guy's like, Darius, we're from a human-centric guys. Can we get you anything?
Fuck yeah.
One simp among the crowd, and Darius is like, pack of crayons, please, thank you.
Because I need to reveal that I've done the same drawing that Pluto had done to Gesicht, and
And he bites his tongue off.
Yes, bites his tongue off, and then Epsilon gives him an image, the image that Hercules had recovered from Pluto. Amongst the screaming, there was one clear image, which is a man standing in the same flower field that Pluto and Darius had been drawing.
This is Pluto, but he seems so nice.
He's smiling at the camera. He can't be a bad guy.
What could have driven this hook from Pluto and was going to be a robot, to like push this nice guy over the edge? Had to be something pretty big, right?
Yes, and also I was like, is he talking about Pluto? Darius, when he says Pluto, but I'm like, is he talking about Pluto at that point, or is he talking about?
Darius, he's saying at the point, is this Pluto? As I found this dude smiling in the field.
Like he might have been sold a different idea of what Pluto is basically.
You were, yes, because Darius basically he says it was born that Pluto. They didn't build him; he was born.
He was reborn,
which is a similar thing to Tenma being like, once you make the AI, that's not it. That's not the end of it. It grows after that. You can't stop it being reborn or reformed or taking its experience and becoming a different person, maybe a murderer along the way.
Yeah, that's we have his fucking memory there of when he's like having a little dinner now with like Tobio. It's actually Atom. It's everyone says, "How was your day, son?" Oh, fun. I found this book about butterflies on a bookcase, and this one. And how was dinner? Oh, like, oh, is this really good? Thanks, Dad. Everyone said Tobio never fun to study, hated studying, and he hated this dinner as well. And
I'm pretty sure he hated me.
Yeah. It's just like, you see, doing fun. Like my son is gone, but no, I try to replace him. But this is still my son, even though it is a different person.
But it's the idea as well. It was kind of like he made a bastardization of his son, where it's like, I miss my son, who probably hated me because I'm a bad father. But then when I met a new one, I met him good with no flaws and no human flaws, and it's like, well, I hate this, even though this should be, it doesn't work. You need to have, it's where obviously his ideas of the flaws are what make people, all the flaws, just the flaws. That's what makes a person. Yeah.
If you're watching Pluto, don't watch it the same week that you've listened to a podcast about the terrible 2020 film Money Plane. Particularly this episode where Darius is said so often, because there's a character in that played by Kelsey Grammer, who is Darius Emmanuel Grouch III, aka the Rumble. And every time they said Darius in this, I was expecting that to carry on into the
let's wheel out Kelsey Grammer for his Danny Night War Crimes trial.
Yes.
This is your man Wilford Brimley shows up as well as Moran's school principal.
Yes, he's the Shunsaku Band character. That's his role in the story. He's the very caring headmaster of the school. He cares for all his staff, whether they're humans or robots.
Yeah. I turned on that last week as well, just a bit of the dub, because I have to hear Keith David be Tenma, and then it works. He's acting circles on everybody else.
He's making the monies, earning it is what I mean. Yeah,
I think that was everything. There's a lot of stuff in these episodes,
and there's a lot of bouncing back around and like mirroring to different parts of it. It's very well crafted.
When someone tries to they try to kill fucking like Adolf and his family again, but Gesick Fund just steps in the way of the assassin and takes him out peacefully. If I'm saying a robot, even though you know who I am and I tried to kill you, you saved my life. Maybe we can find a way past this robo racism after all. Maybe we're not so different, you and I.
I think that's Pluto 5. Then we've got Akuma-kun, episode 3, Greed, in which the two Akuma-kuns are having a chat at the start, and his dad's asking, how's the Millennium Project going?
I was thinking that meme. It's like, how are you winning, son? That kind of thing.
Have you created a thousand years of happiness for humanity yet?
Basically. It's like, get off my back, Dad. You don't understand what it's like to be a genius. Yeah.
What is it?
He specifically would, but yeah.
Yes. What is it going to make every human happy? Well, he's got to figure out first of all what's going to make him happy.
That's good dadding there. It's just like, what makes you happy, son? Find that first. It's like, That's nice.
And
Well, maybe I find it in his client. Just hire me to summon Satan if you can taste him.
Yes.
Maybe it could be. You never
Let's see
know.
where this goes.
yes,
And
so there's a
Mephistopheles the
mad-
third kind of going like, dude, no, let's not fucking do this. We can just walk away from this fucking shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, not if I put you in a big pit with a fucking monster of
Yeah, this
amalgamation
guy
of
seems
humans.
pretty shady. You know, he's got the kind of the kind of wonky eye and kind of demeanor.
His tongue is sticking out at all times.
Also, he shot the maid just because to show that he could.
Well, as a
Yes.
sacrifice to Satan, he shot the maid, which is a specific evil. That's evil. He's an evil guy. Don't work with this guy.
Yes, the Akuma and Mephistopheles falling out is over the idea that because Mephistopheles' point is like Satan's not going to let you eat him once you've summoned him, and then Akuma is like, no, maybe he would if we offered him the right bargain. If we once you summon a demon, they're open to bargaining, so maybe there's a way we could, and that's they're falling out this.
And he
episode.
doesn't want to eat the whole of Satan. He wants to eat.
Just
He
a
wants
little
to
nibble.
taste Satan. He wants to feel Satan betwixt his lips and lick him. So it's just like maybe there's something we can trade for that. I don't know. Satan might be a reasonable guy. Maybe.
Yeah. This probably isn't a thing you want to fucking do multiple experiments with, because we saw what
No.
happened to the last crowd, you know, who this kind of eldritch, massive pulsating flesh, but it's got like Shigeru Mizuki faces on it, so it's like, oh yeah, this is an eldritch horror, but it's still definitely a Shigeru Mizuki monster.
It was kind of funny because I see like all those interesting character designs and faces and whatnot, and I was like, oh, they're going to come back, and it's like, yeah,
Yes.
attached to this, they're going to come back. But yeah. So that's chasing Mephistopheles the third around.
Akuma was he's just like downstairs and someone circling the phone and saying, "Oh man, they got this thing all wrong. Oh Jesus, I had to make some. I gotta sort this out. Oh no.
It's a problem.
Here's a problem. Oh, you want to be putting this in water like fish? You know, if when fish represents like the unconscious mind, no, that is way off. Oh gosh.
Yeah, you got to water above fish or fish within water. Come on, freaking beginner mistake.
Yes, demonology is a science.
Hmm.
So it's you should be able to figure out through science and maths how to summon Satan.
You should be also thinking about should you summon Satan? And the answer is definitely no. But yeah,
no, that's the thing. He's not thinking about that bit.
he's not thinking about. He's thinking about the mechanics of it, not what you're trying to fucking do. Yeah.
Yeah, and he still gets all these fun pondering over. He still gets something circle around and blows up in their faces, turning him and Mephistopheles almost into monsters. Except it doesn't quite go off. And here's the body of the maid, but like, you know, it's kind of like a leering grin and a booming bass voice, not like Keith David. It's like, yo, what's up?
Also has a human heart in its hand at this point.
Yeah.
Not the maid's heart, clearly.
So
Did
we summon you? If I'm saying summon me, I go where I want. Like I was waiting on this dude. This dude was whew, he was pretty immoral. Like, you know, he's wanted everything in the world. It was just like, oh, I couldn't resist. Just waiting for when his time was ripe. What's it called? Foie gras. Yeah, it's a bit like that.
Even what was he saying? Like nothing attracts a demon more than greed, and this is like a super manifestation of greed. And Akuma-kun, you're not fucking far off being ready for plucking. So keep it up.
Yeah, except it seems to be that is more to encourage him to get good so that he can do some sort of magic that Satan needs him to do.
Yeah.
Something like that. Just to see him get kind of slapped down, like when we first meet him, he's just like the very haughty, know-all, obnoxious little fecker, and it's just getting slapped down. Just someone saying, "No, you didn't fucking like summon me here. I fucking I've it myself. I go wherever I want, and don't fucking think otherwise." And then Mephistopheles fucking punch him up and saying, "Fuck you, pal. When you put me in there, but most of you put yourself in there. You're meant to be fucking like for greater things than that. You got no respect for yourself or anybody." Like, this is taking off one very early on now. There's this thing, you know, it's coming off when he's having to kind of carry on, and he's kind of, you know, he's not being let get away with it. He's fucking having fun, consider around himself. This little psychic character getting pissed off and fun saying, "No, I'm not going to go along with you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Business partner. I am your friend, you little bastard."
I kind of like the way he's just like, all right, I've escaped from the death trap entirely by myself. Let's fucking leave before Satan gets here. It's like, oh, I'm just going to summon Satan and I'll get right to you. He's like, we nearly got turned into an eldritch abomination as well, and like slaps him at the end, and he's just like, You're fucking this up, man. You're doing a bad job, even
He
though he
brought the
did.
fucking games of Satan himself upon our house.
Yeah.
Oh, let's just break up
No, I
over
get the
some
feeling
ramen.
Satan was going to make himself known regardless at some point. This was just the opportunity.
This was the opportunity. Yeah.
To scare him a bit. And we see this has put him slightly better on the right path because he's making everybody ramen. And I think this is the first time we've seen him not eat sweets in the entire series so far.
Yeah,
It's
he's
instant
just
noodles, but that can be quite the meal. So he is being kind,
yeah,
basically.
he's just like kind of like fucking inhaling a fucking Snickers bar when we first see him at the start. It's just like this
Yes.
fucking goop.
And obviously, the previous two issues, can we get you anything to eat? Yes. I'd like hotcakes, please.
Not pancakes, hotcakes. Two different things. All right. Still loving look at this thing. I really want that carpet in the dude's manor, which is like the hands reaching up from the abyss. Like, I thought that's a cool carpet. I'd love to have that.
When they're having the meal at the end, there's like a tune which is almost a Beatles song, but legally not quite. And I was trying to figure out which Beatles song it sounds like, but it was a good bit of music. But it was one of those bits of anime themes where it's like skirting as close to the line as possible, and I do love it when an anime OST does that. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There seems to be the mum of the landlord seems to be being spooked at the end. I don't know if that's a lead into the next episode or just generally give you an idea that Satan's watching them.
Might be a lead in, maybe it's not, but you've got to hit play next, aren't you?
Yes, that's it, yeah. And finally, from the Netflix family, it's Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, Episode 2, A League of Their Own. Previously in Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, Scott Pilgrim was killed, and therefore, from this point on, it's a completely different story.
So now we're on board.
I'm fine with this Matthew Patel focus because I think I really started liking him as an Evil X because like he's the first boss you play at the end of the level where you go through all the shops, so you're constantly going back to him as a boss. And I'm just like, this guy's all right.
So because also the first one, he's the least time to like delve into what his thing is. Whereas the rest of them, they get more as it goes on. Like I suppose even like fucking Lucas Lee, he's get about the same amount, but you still feel like you know him better. You just remember him better.
Some people get a little more depth and some people get a little less, depending on which version of it is. Yeah.
So it's kind of, and when that goes as well for the rest of the extended cast, because I find saying, the focus obviously on Scott, so we got to go follow him around what he's doing, and we'll kind of orbit in these folks as well. Now it's like I'm saying, we're people independent of him, we're realizing that, and now we've got to get them a chance to see a bit more of what they can do.
And so, like the contrast of Scott's funeral, which I was waiting for the reveal of the casket, which was very funny. You know what it was, but it was still very good. And the fact that nobody wants to be there, and a celebrity shows up, and everyone is completely distracted. And it's just like, no one really liked him. That sucks, man.
Yeah.
But even his girlfriend, fake girlfriend, whatever, like take it, like turn off the shirt, and underneath is a
Envy Adams.
Envy. I couldn't think of the name. Envy Adams shirt. It's just like, no, this is my favorite real band. You guys are my favorite fake band. And man's just like, oh man, I guess we do suck. But like and again that kind of contrasted with the Evil X's all getting a secret invitation, and including Gideon Graves. It's like, wait, have I been invited to my own lair? How does that even work? I was going to be here Tuesday, so that worked. It's fine, but. As Patel is kind of explaining, I beat Scott Pilgrim, and Ramona didn't get back with me. So what's the fucking point of this organization? I think we need some leadership, specifically me.
It's do say it does all the things of like, okay, everybody else suddenly gets much more focused than they had before, but also it's like instantly pulls the rug out under the entire premise of the original story. Which was obvious, It's only because Scott Pilgrim,
it was obvious to everyone watching, but not to the Evil X's. It's like, wait a minute, you guys are doing this rather pointlessly. It's all because you're selfish assholes, basically. But
and so therefore, Matthew Patel challenges Gideon to a duel. to find out who's going to be in charge of, well, Gideon's entire life he has to hand over if he
All or
loses.
nothing.
Which he does.
Hang on at the edge of the building and fun saying, if it's a sign here, 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 here.
I do like he talks through all the businesses that he runs, including an animal shelter, and then they do punch each other through all those businesses throughout the course of the fight. I'm just like, it's a very nice fight. Just a lot of that kind of chunky Leo O'Malley kind of blocky smoke effects and everything, and there's a real nice chunky weight to it.
There's a good fun push and pull to it because
Yeah.
fun get in here, fun. He's fun
He's no
top the
slouch.
heap and fun, but that was always like fucking like the run to the litter not fun. But he's fucking pushing back over the course of it and then like getting better the fun saying, oh yeah, if you can summon like a fucking demon chillers to shoot fireballs, what else can you do with it? It's like lots apparently. That's the fun messing around the fucking Dragon Ball fucking thing, the classic one of fun. Do make 4 guys go to each corner and shoot a beam and hit in the middle. I love seeing that.
But on a basketball court, so
yeah,
yeah, it's got a lot of fun stuff. Yeah.
I like the touch that the twins don't seem to be fully on board with Matthew Patel being the leader at the end because he punched their robot's head in.
The robot was sitting in the fucking chair. Like, it's just like the robot was not invited. As Patel said, no +1s. That kind of way.
No, the robot is still alive because he's just
it's
now
a robot.
His head around.
It's just its angry face is just underneath its arm, basically. Yeah.
And the other final part of the plot is Ramona having a dream and realizing that Scott may still be alive out there somewhere.
Gets to find.
Because he didn't unlock the extra guy that he got in the first versions, but yeah, I mean, like, one of the video game rooms that can get him in is like, can we put those coins like into a machine? Is that how this works?
You put them into the extra life slot machine between levels in Super Mario Brothers 2. There you go.
That's probably it.
Yeah. Yep. This episode is, I assume, where the first episode was a novelty and a surprise at the end. This feels like, this is what the show is. It's
this is what's picking up, and you're getting some of the better voice actors in there as well. They're kind of giving it a bit more fun flavor. But it is what's still jarring to me is this like somebody better at voice acting than others. That's fine. We can work with that, but it does all sound like they were from recording at separate times in separate places, and they're putting it together.
Well, yeah, I think it's the separate places is probably because separate times is the normal, but separate places is you get that weird. Everybody's got a slightly different room tone. That might have just been COVID related.
Yeah, I'm trying not to trying to kind of tune into it too much. Again, it does help that I have Chris Evans is doing that voice he's very good at doing. It's just
that can come across flat and stilted and away from everyone else because yes, that's the intention of it. Party time.
Just press me up. Yeah, so they help a bit then.
Then on to the actual weekly things that come out weekly. It's Spy Family, episode 32. Who is this mission for?
Right, I completely out of order on this one. This is not before the one where Yor goes to town on all the assassins. It's just that main dude with the Kusarigama, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it's the circus performance.
Anya providing interference. We're just like, hey, are these people fighting with knives in the middle of the boat? And she's like, wow, a cool circus fight.
Look at
like
that.
It's a circus.
It's
and
amazing. Like, it's circus in town. My childish heart is alive with delight.
What a cool fucking boat we're on. And I like the guys at the end going like, I'm not sure I understood the plot of it, but it was pretty cool. And Anya has to do this and make sure the fight wraps up in time for Dad to get out of the changing room. It's all a very tense situation, basically. But it's mostly like the actual tension of it is Yor can obviously kill this motherfucker, kick this guy's ass in front of all these people, maybe not. And also, what's causing her to hold back? What's causing fear in her movements? That kind of thing. Don't have time to think about that. Better kill this guy in the most flashy way possible while making it look like I didn't fucking kill him. So. Actually, she might just knock him out, but he gets fucked up.
I think she uses pressure points to knock him out and also to do a bow as
because he's tied up in his own chains and he,
yes.
unconscious basically. Yeah.
Yes, and then she throws him in the sea, and then they go to the room. And then
Redisguise.
we get Zeb's background, the guy pretending to be Fur Seal.
It's like, why did you come here? You could have just stayed with the new gang. And it's just like, no, I was loyal to the old boss and not to you specifically. No, not that. Certainly.
Yeah, the stuff here is like, okay, so who are the Garden actually working for? Because they're essentially orchestrating a defection here. And
it's for the good of the people, it's for the good of the country.
They say it's for the good of the country. They never say it's good for the government, do they? They always say it's for the good of the country.
And
one thing is like, they're working for somebody else.
The other thing was, he said, I was like, I owed that crime lord a few favors, so obviously I'm going to save his daughter and grandson who would inherit the crime mafia. And it's just like, and if we ever wanted to take over that mafia, we have a fucking little pawn in place that we could play as needed. Is, I think, the other idea behind it. It's just like, what are you guys getting out of this? It seems a little.
Yeah, it's very, particularly when we get the flashback for Zeb, that feels like very sort of informed by post-war Yakuza in Japan sort of thing.
Yes.
It's like,
yeah,
after the war,
they did help.
Yes.
It's all in the name. Sure, it's about tending the flowers. It's also about pruning and weeding.
Reaping and sowing. In this case, sowing. So he's been made very, 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 very loyal. But can we use that, basically? Yeah.
Yeah. And then we get the title of as they're resting, trying to figure out, who am I doing this for? What am I doing this for? And thinking of her family and her new pretend family.
Pretend, inverted commas. This is like, yeah, obviously it's just for show and everything like that.
The other funny bit before this, though, is the bit with Anya trying to distract Lloyd so she can break off and help Mum, and instead getting distracted by herself by all the exciting things she thinks she's lining up for Lloyd to do, and she
have an amazing day. It's just like their dinner phone saying, now to inform. Shit, it's already dinner. I forgot about that. And then Lloyd's the phone. I gave her everything she wanted today. She's still just so sour. What's wrong?
He's having so many existential crises because he comes out of the changing room after the circus performance and he's wearing the dumbest fucking all the memorabilia. He's got a wooden sword as well. Where did you even get that on a boat? This is like, no, I'm buying it. I'll wear it all out, thank you. And Anya's like, God, he looks so crap. And he's like, what the fuck? And it's like, he takes her out in the day. She has a great time. She's so distracted, but she's annoyed that she got distracted because she breaks permissions. So she's annoyed. He's like, you were having fun earlier. What am I doing wrong? I'm Lloyd, the perfect guy. I get everything right. He's getting so frustrated. It's shattering his sense of self.
Yeah, it's like besides your pondering her mission, you have like as a comedy thing. He's fun pondering his mission, but this is everything I do. I've been trained to be the best of the best. Everything I've done, I've fun psychological warfare, and fun. The pace, the massive drop. He's pulled this whole fun manga about why he's going to do the mission, and now my most deadly assignment yet, taking my daughter out for a fun date out she's never going to forget. He reaffirms himself. He knows what he's doing, like as well as he puts all of himself into any cause for fucking the safety of and peace of the country between East and West, or trying to satisfy the whims of a 6-year-old child.
And all three characters kind of come to a similar conclusion, like where Anya sees that he's suffering inside. Where so she's like, why is she so upset? Did I fuck up? Am I a failure as a spy? And Anya's like, Anya misses ma'am. And he's like, of course, she's a small child. Yes, we do all pretend love each other, and we need to get back to that. And it's just like, yeah, and yours of the similar kind of thing, and what she's staying up while the other people are sleeping, she's protecting, and she's like, why am I doing this? Like, I was doing this initially to protect my brother. Am I doing it now to protect my family? No, my family is a cover, obviously. That's not what it is. It must be something unrelated.
She's really diminishing herself and saying, they'd be fine if I wasn't around. They don't need me. I mean, that's like, I can't cook none, and Yuri's, he's got a proper job. He's grand. He doesn't need me anymore. Like, I guess this job is really all I have, really. But why am I doing it? Yeah.
Yeah, questioning the resolve and everything like that. And the idea was like, yeah, you were doing this job to keep your family alive, and now you're still doing this job to keep your family alive and well, and to make the world a better place for them by making bad people dead. So that doesn't interfere with their wonderful life. But it's a different purpose, basically.
We briefly check in on Frankie and Bond. Frankie has realised that Bond is a way to beat women, and thinks that he should be his dog.
Too much work.
It's a good bit. It will continue to be a good bit.
The other good bits, the organization, the guy who was organizing the assassins on the deck last episode, he gets into the old cabin and he's able to tell how many people there are by
the perfume,
their perfumes, which I thought was that's a good.
Also,
gimmick.
that he'd actually picked up that your one had switched perfumes, or must have switched, because she was wearing a different perfume before. It's like, okay, she's in disguise, so she's wearing a different perfume.
You see an application of particular perversion.
Yes. And the informant overhears two assassins planning on killing him.
Once we fucking get her, we should kill the informant and get the money we paid him back. And he's like, well, time for me to get the fuck off the boat before.
Well, no, he doesn't say that. He says he's going to make some
arrangements,
provisions for that.
Yeah. So it's just kind of like, this is a very messed up situation. Apparently, being in the world of assassins fucking sucks. Would you believe it? Yeah, I think it works well. I like the contrast with the your man creeping around the room tasting perfume in the dark, and you're kind of like sitting in the dark and just going like alone with her own thoughts. Because I'm not saying she's dim, she just like doesn't think very much ahead or of her situation. Very much so reactive rather than like allowed to passively think. So it was nice to get those kind of like scenes in the dark, basically. Yeah,
she just gets on with things, but now she's just
forced to think about it. Yeah.
With the assassins, you get the feeling there's like different levels of professionalism going on here.
Yeah,
because even Barnaby thinks, "Oh, I could just kill everybody here," before he gets distracted. But yeah, good episode. There's some good action, and then the second half is probably some of the worst animation the series has had. The stuff in the cabin with Olga and Zeb, and Zeb is pretty rough looking in comparison.
They don't have as strong character models, and they keep changing disguises. It's not.
Yes,
it's not easy to do.
Then we got Dark Gathering, episode 20, The Old Eye Watergate, An Innocent Grudge. So we first check in on a medium who's got a cursed knife. Somebody made a knife that was too sharp. And whenever you try and pick it up, you just get cut.
Why does that Yakuza guy who's like, hey, can you uncurse my knife? If anyone tries to pick it up, they get cut. And it's just like, yeah, no bother. We've got a bit of salt there.
Is he like a Yakuza mobster who just like went into the priesthood? Or is he just like, their personal chaplain? Or what is he?
Or one of those tough priests or something.
Yeah, he's one of those tough priests who hides porno around his temple. As that's Oswald, that's how Oswald proves that he hasn't been switched by a spirit.
Yeah, I bought this like a famous TV medium here who's going to uncurse this knife. Yep, there's a little bit of salt. There we go, all done.
And as they're walking away from the job, it's just like, theoretically, if we were inhabited by ghosts, do you think that they know that the ghost would have access to all that body's memories that they're currently fucking possessing? Because that's the way it is, and that's what we're doing, by the way, just in case audience you weren't paying attention. Yeah,
and the special abilities, anything that's access to those in life, access to them now and then when we're taking this form. So it's like, yep, this is pretty good. They were just discussing this at the end of the last episode, weren't they? And everyone's saying, yep, it was already happening.
Yeah, it was the hard cuts to the preview, which straight to Oswald's face. And the mention of there could be humans wandering around who are really.
I feel it's kind of probably could have kept that run a little bit longer, and then it's just a kind of question: well, who's possessed you and who is not? You could have maybe seeded it out a little bit more. But
we don't have time to do that now. We have the creepiest fucking shit you've ever fucking come across. This episode.
Oh god, yeah, fun. I don't know, don't have had as close to a meal before or after. Definitely not during.
No,
don't have meatballs for sure.
I think my idea of
Oh,
watching
God, I
this late
couldn't
at night
pass it, like,
has
you know,
separated
like,
it from
other
any
days.
fucking potential meals to just gross me the fuck out. So that's good.
So our gang arrive at the old Eyewater Gate, and they discover Sharmy, the TV medium, who we now is possessed by a ghost. We're pretty sure from when we get the description of what she's been up to, where the last thing she did before she was on TV was that she went through this. She went to one of the tunnels they were supposed to be going to.
She went to the
The
tunnel
old,
that went
the
to the
old B
prior
tunnel or
episode.
something like that. They
Yes.
went to the old F tunnel. But they went to old F tunnel. That's
I mean,
even worse.
obviously she didn't exercise it, but she did come back alive
Guess it was all fine.
or full of a ghost from that tunnel. But yeah,
because
okay.
I think we've seen the silhouette when they're talking, and then the silhouette matches the silhouette we see in the tunnel.
Mm.
I think the face is the one that the boy sees in her eyes at the end as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
And yeah, they run across a group of kids playing. A bunch of them run to go home, but one is left behind. So I don't get to go.
And he was the only one not on an iPad or iPhone. He is
This
a
is not a
sketchbook.
sketch pad. Yeah, this guy's got some
Yes.
culture. He's got some deep thoughts here. He's got some very deep thoughts.
I was like, "Hey kid, what you drawing?" It's like, "Oh fuck, I wish I didn't look at this. Oh, it gets worse as you turn each page."
I haven't got a mem. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, it gets worse. Oh, then Daddy got a new friend. I gotta call her Mammy now. I'm saying, okay, yeah. Mammy doesn't like me, but I really want to like her. As if been being kicked through a window. It's like, oh, the balcony is home now.
The balcony's
Mother
very
season to live
cold,
out
but
here now.
obviously Daddy and new Mammy are naked in the room there, so they must be cold as well. I guess this is just normal now. I am friends with Mammy because I have to be. Dad insisted I was. Oh no!
And K-Tar keeps looking through at that, and it's one thing.
Stop
As his
flicking
arm
through the
be
sketch
possessed,
pad.
and you just like
Yeah.
flicking through. It's like, oh my god, why else
and-
would you?
Yeah, it all goes very badly in a child's sketchbook drawing, which is like probably the best way to view it or the creepiest way to view it. But at least you don't have to look at a lot of it, which is great.
Just an implication of it, and you keep flashing this lunchbox full of meatballs. It's just like, oh, there was the dad came home with another man there, and then the other man, like, you know, they knocked Daddy down, and he fell asleep, and then they went into the bathroom and started playing, and then next day, Mammy gave me meatballs and said, go get rid of these. But I was so hungry I ate them. It tasted awful though.
And then he eventually sees himself be killed as a ghost and turned into meatballs, and then he understood that he killed his daddy, and it's like, oh, we're not after your mother, your stepmother or whatever who killed you. We're after you. You're the motherfucker in this situation because you see everyone is new Mammy, and new Mammy's gotta fucking go off the bridge. That's what he's been doing all this fucking time.
Yes, so the spirit who's possessed Shelby gets seen as the mother, gets hung up on the bridge and turned into meatballs.
Well, turning into meatball seems to be like, you know, condensed the core of your being into a single meatball, and the other chunks just sort of slop down into the water.
Yeah, so one of the ghost sightings at this thing of limbs in the water is like, yeah, from when they got turned into meatballs and the arms and legs fell off.
Wait, that's what's like one meatball per corpse there, so I guess you get an idea of how many he's been going through.
Yes, you do see the amount of people strung up on various different parts of the bridge. Yeah.
Yes, because the illusion disappears, and you're always like, oh, he was a ghost after all.
He must have been using like a JoJo type illusion with the trickery of the light.
The water to him so they're up here solid. Like, no, this guy's wily. We gotta watch out for this dude. He's bad.
It's a mirage of a child. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so not only are our heroes in trouble, but also some sort of evil spirit who possessed the body of a medium. I assume that medium is now totally dead.
I think that's we can probably put it back together. We can find the original soul and put it back in, perhaps. But
no body no more, so definitely dead.
They probably just better off letting this one go. Let her go to the afterlife. You know, she suffered enough. Let her die with her reputation intact.
Yeah, because the Oswald and the fake Oswald and the fake Shelby, they do tell the other guy. They don't try and switch him, but they do say, anyone shows up with a mummified left arm, do let us know. Because we're trying to find it. Someone's nicked
missing, cursed arm. Have you seen me? You know, that kind of thing.
Probably should have hit it somewhere better than throwing it behind a rock, somewhere safe, secure. Just leaving the shit lying around.
Well, we saw that the other one they had very cleverly hidden behind a place that a medium couldn't see and a regular person wouldn't tend to notice. But if you have two in the same room at the same time, they can crime-wise it figure it out. The other one was just behind the rock.
Split off the team. I'm going to hide mine. You hide yours. I'm going to do fun. I'm going to hide this in here. They're never going to find us. If face goes. Good. Throws them over the wall.
Just good enough. It's in the woods now. That's the woods job.
So yeah, this continues next week, where I guess they might have two ghosts to deal with.
I hope they kill this small child ghost because fuck this guy.
You don't want him joining the team?
Or take him in. By sounds like could be one they might want. This one's pretty heinous.
Yeah. Oh, we need a guy on the team who turns people into meatballs. That's going to get us in a pinch,
And then we got Hulk, episode 20, The Mysterious Woman, where we focus on what's her name? There's two sisters. I'm not sure which one it is.
Asta, which I should remember better because the whole fucking manga character, which one called Asta, is also magical and shit. And Ista is the other one back in the demon realm. There's like super seeking mission. I'm here doing recon in the castle. I have all these gadgets and tools. I'm a bit like Rampo from Bungo Stray Dogs. Actually, I have perfect night vision and incredible hearing, so I actually don't need any of these. Like,
the narrator going through she doesn't need all the spy gadgets. She's the perfect spy. And also, she's bad at spying. It's just the fact that there's no fucking humans left in human land to catch her. She's just like, sneak, 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 sneak. And it's just like the Hulk's just moving around going like, it's like, yeah, they're really easy to trick. You don't have to try that fucking hard.
Could use this little Scooby-Doo montage of a good guy running around phones in. Because it does a good move. It's like, it's moving around at that, and then it turns around and he's like hiding behind the back. It's like, whoop, whoop. That's pretty alright.
She
breaks into the tower.
Sharu Army, who hasn't been turned into a hero.
But is incredibly gullible, so again, not a good spy, seemingly.
She's the daughter of the Duke, the one who was in love with Kless.
Who still hasn't been turned into a monster man, which is like, okay, what's the rule for not
doesn't know much of anything, actually.
Yes, because Asta briefly falls into that area where Kless is and bounce around on the blobs that are around him.
That's so it's still pretty gnarly.
Yeah,
there's a similar kind of setup at a certain point in Berserk, and as this kid keeps reminding me of it. It's like, that was also used to birth fucking unknown horrors. Ugh.
That's probably the idea, but the idea of a wacky cat girl bouncing on it, going like, "Oh, bouncy! Oh, better hide!" Among them is just like, yeah, this is very incongruous. But yeah.
Meanwhile, the heroes are getting very infuriated by the demons. They just can't beat them. In fact, often keep on getting killed by them, or getting killed before they can be captured to answer questions. So that's the demon's problem, is they want to capture one of these guys, but they keep on getting killed by the Valkyrie-dressed archer.
The next time I'll totally kill you. It's like, yeah, you said that the last couple of times. It's like, no, next time I'll do killed by his own guy. It's like, we really need to try and catch these guys alive, otherwise they're going to keep coming to our door, and it's getting annoying. So,
also, there's somebody out there who's more powerful than these guys. I can detect him. But don't know where he is. Yeah.
Nobody's this dumb, so someone told him to do this.
Yeah, I assume it must be the wizard, the sage.
Yeah.
Ken Ross tries to befriend the humans because he's such a sweetie. Like, why are we fighting? We can get along, be pals.
Then walks down, chops him down. Hey, no fraternizing.
I had him on the ropes. I nearly had him convinced to sit down and have a chat with me.
And as always, it's great to be reminded that there's the guy who's got dogs for hands.
Watch out! He'll punch you with his dog hands.
Rabbit.
Great character. What's his deal? The rabbit's just screaming. Just like, I want to see a show about these guys. Honestly, not that I don't enjoy our characters, but it's like dog hand man. No,
it's fine. Just let like your imagination like run wild at it. Because when they try and do it, it wouldn't work.
Sure.
Well, Ultimate Muscle's coming back, so we'll cover you. Weirdos do look like oddly shaped. So
that's true. That's true.
Or Kaneko Man even. Jeez, what is it? Muscles? It's like.
Dude, I keep calling him Astro Boy in my head. I get what you mean.
Was there anything else? How's the end? Did they discover at the end, or are they just still chatting? Still chatting up.
Just still chatting, pretty much. Yeah.
It's a lot of running away from fighters and then pretending to be a merchant. And
it's also a lot of that character discovering stuff we the audience know, but it's kind of funny that the character is learning it in this order and has no idea of any of the relevance of any of it.
Yeah, it's a fairly light episode, despite the peril that Asta is potentially in, but super competent, as the narrator points out. As you say, she's using tools she does not need to be using.
It's all mental.
The artist wanted to draw ninja cat claws and various other things. Then we got Ballbuster, episode 8. Muto roars the sorrow of a man left behind by time, and what does Shiota have up his sleeve?
It's so much fun because of the Muto focus, but it is the most like, what the fuck is this fucking company up to? It's been so far. So
now they want to fund us fully, completely, like no strings attached. Apparently, just gotta sign it up here.
Sure.
Got this guy. He's a really kind of suave guy from from someplace far away. And
he's one of the CEO guys. He's pretty cool. He comes at you like in all the suit. He's
so
giving you the Western handshake.
You know, I'm sick of my fun like 3-day beard going on here. I feel like some consciousness.
And he's just like, no, it's like your place of work isn't like a nasty fucking potential hazard for getting tetanus or anything. It's just like, no, this place is like you work on the front lines. You guys are totally cool. It's like, oh, well, thank you. And it's like, now we'll check in on our guy doing a mission right now. And it's like, he's like,
fucking Shiota Chemicals, fucking tell me what to do. I want to shove their fucking thing up there. Oh, shut up.
Like just texting him wildly on the table. It's like, shut the fuck up. He's here. And the boss is here.
The build
smash his fence down. Ain't no thing. They don't care what us or anything themselves anyway. It's like, oh God, stop.
Because again, the one thing he said is like, no. The colorful language doesn't bother me. He's just a professional doing his job, and if that's how he needs to do it to stay focused on the mission, that's fine. As long as the chemical plant doesn't get attacked, and it's like instantly like punch the monster into the chemical plant. Fuck this fucking fence. Why did they put this fence here? Stupid fucking. And it's just like, fucking. Could we have had any other guy on the mission today? Why did it have to be his first day back from injury?
It's because he's frustrated because the episode establishes in incredibly quick time that the Maori, he just gets how to drive the Ballbuster. He's got no problem at all. Instantly gets it before the credits have rolled. He knows how to use the machine.
But that's working as intended.
Like, you can't fire 2 missiles at them. We got to have 1 missile, 1 kill. You know how much those cost? Is like, 1 missile, 1 kill. I killed 2 of them just there, and they're just like, fucking what? Holy
that's
shit.
Again was it's said fun. This thing is meant to be like very user friendly, but to kind of pick it up is very like intuitive. So if someone like who's like he flails around and he manages this okay, but somebody who knows what he's doing, like can do amazing things with it very quickly.
Whereas the rest of the episode is Muto feeling like, I'm getting to be an old man. I've got to prove myself, and so.
Why can't I just drive the forklift with arms? I was good at that, damn it. I don't need any robo legs, but he's managing to gesture very well with the Ballbuster, so he's also good at it.
When people nowadays know they always want the fun, take shortcuts. So that's my fun now. Try fucking walking or stuff or taking a bite there. Try doing your cactus on an abacus. It's like, okay, it's probably most people.
You've gone back too far. Yeah.
The face is. It's the faces back in the office as he's effing and jeffing in the robot in front of the.
And then the about face is just like fun. Just he finally gets a text as like dude, shut up, I'm listening. President, I've targeted my sights. Do I have permission to fire 1 more round to subdue it? This is completely just like. But we see them good at that as well. You can kind of flip around and be the very like customer service friendliness at that. It's like, oh, we have another body for you, sir. I hope you don't mind taking it in for us. You know, if you do me a big favor, you can sign right here. You know, you can kind of adopt that. He's used to adopting that, but I don't think he likes it because it's just like I'm used to being a big confident man and doing things in big confident ways, but I got to fucking like shrink down in front of certain people because that's what fucking good like customer relations are apparently.
And that had been established earlier with the your new guy kind of chewing him out, going like, no, you gotta have good like people skills and that kind of thing. You can't be getting mad at the new employee, even though he's the most annoying guy I've ever worked with. You can't get fucking mad at him about it because you'll get sued for power harassment. Just like, fuck that. I'm just gonna change into this far too tight fucking suit to plug into the thing. It's just like, so he's set up to be very fucking annoyed on his day at work, and that really should bite him in the ass. But the CEO is fine with it. He's just like, yeah, good job. You got the monster. What was it, like a kangaroo or something looking thing? But
who knows? Large, gray, unshaven mass.
Yeah. So they were so impressed. They're going to fund the project 100%. I guess we'll have to dissolve the Namidome name. But
Namari's like Namari's the initial one who's suspicious. It's like, well, yeah, full financial backing. What does that actually mean?
Yeah. What are the conditions of full financial backing?
For what to do what precisely?
Well, essentially, we'll be a division of the chemical company rather than our own company. So, and it's just like, so they're buying you out and you cease to exist. Oh, okay.
He points out that it's not the same as increasing funding as
not the same thing.
Yeah, I guess you won't be needing my Kickstarter then, will you? Yeah, oh yeah, just part that for now. It'll be fine. I think we'll see that Kickstarter come up very, very soon when they get the robots repossessed. We gotta buy a new one from the robot shop. Who will, you know, they'll sell to anybody. You know, we have to. We got this new like aquatic robot one we got building here for the oh, it looks great. Oh yeah, there's your one. It's just looking like a trolley with one like a dome attached to it. Have fun.
And the price to even rent the fancy aquatic underwater robot is kind of like way out of our budget. But with Infinity budget, surely we can afford it. It's like, yeah, and if you're not just dissolved entirely, lads.
Yeah, again, because funny to do what? Funny to do what?
The other thing with the Schroeder Chemicals is they say they want to preserve this desalinization plant, which is entirely what this fucking thing is, and not a monster creation fucking factory or anything. No. There's a foreign power that's interested in this desalinization thing that they want to get going. So they're very interested to see this thing back up and running fully. And I'm just like, you made a monster factory, didn't you? That you're gonna like sell to some fucking foreign power to make monsters to attack a country or something.
It's just what chemical company is a good chemical company, but they do a lot of chemicals, and they usually chemicals involve some kind of disposal or other hazardous materials. Now, you think they're gonna do that if it's gonna cost them much money? No, they're not. We're gonna have a monster island instead.
So by the end of the episode, it's clear that Arumi is not on board with this. So we'll see what she does next week. Apparently, more intelligence leaks, according to the trailer, but those trailers are often quite deceptive in the order in which they put dialogue.
They're good at that, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just looking at my anime list. I hadn't realized how much the guy playing Kataoka looks like Kataoka.
Good stuff.
Little Japanese Danny DeVito.
He doesn't have the comb over, but
I mean that is a comb over. That is a piece. Just because it's so fucking good that you need a separate couple of people, a separate team in to make that comb over as good as it is.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of my favorite characters of the year.
He's such a dick, fucking lawyer, but he's great. He's
in this. He's in this. No, he wants to crunch the numbers, but that's because he cares about this. He believes in this thing, you know. So he's fun. I want to make this fucking work, okay? Fun. I want to dream too. We gotta fucking dream within our means, man.
But he's like he's helping you do the heroic thing, but he's also going to deny you overtime. It's like I should hate this character, but he's very funny. Damn it!
It's only money at the end of the day.
Then we've got Jujutsu Kaisen episode 42, Right and Wrong.
So it's like I think of two halves here. I guess Kento Nanami's final flourish.
Yeah, they really draw it out, and it's like, and this is the first, I think, of my favorite characters no longer in the show. Bye
Nope.
bye, see you never.
Oh, he's struggling. He's like stumbling from, well, I guess like trudging around the depths of the metro station.
The contrast
half
between that and him like being so fucking out of it because half his face has been melted off, and he's like, I'm gonna retire to Malaysia. And I keep thinking, he was born in 1990. He's so much fucking younger than me, but he's like, the old man is like, now to retire on the beach.
busted down.
And I'm like, dude, you're younger than me. And also, it's just stop walking into the empty subway station that you think is a beautiful Malaysian beach.
Yeah, there's
And him
it's a
frolicking in the
place like
surface
there.
contrasted with him
Yeah.
chopping up fucking monsters, and I was just like, it's very well done, very classy. But
Oh,
yeah,
it's just like one going straight through them like there, and like because you can have fun again. We've got great acting here again, really because you're just the exertion, but it's also a pain exertion because fun. He has like the left half of his fucking body has been fucking burnt to a crisp. Like he's fucking in unimaginable pain. He fucking chops them all down. Just thinking of that, as the fucking music swells, and it's just like he's playing around in the waves, but saying it's like, oh, it's laughing all over my face as he fucking chops through another one. The blood sprays out and lashes over his face. It's just
like
all
the contrast between like shots of him, like he's been hit by one of the monsters and he's like leaning over, like his bone blood pooling out of his face, and it contrasts with him that's like the beautiful azure water is like shining up into his face, and it's just like yes, everything's gonna work out, and you the viewer is like, everything's not gonna work out, this is very bad, this is a bad situation. And then the worst possible person to show up is there. You see him, he's there the whole time, he's just hanging out in a photo booth in the station basically.
Yeah, just Mario steps out and he's just basically got like finger gun behind his back and one saying, got the drop on you.
And it's like, were you here the whole time? It's like, I was here the whole time.
Yep.
Oh, you little guys here to see? Brilliant. That makes this even better.
Hey, you and me, we've had our fun share of encounters. Oh, they never thought end up like this, did you? And he's just there fun, but not a minute fun, just like, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it to the kid. Don't fucking put that on them.
Don't
you're
end
meant
in
to
hatred.
be
Don't
the one.
become a curse to him. It's like, hey kid, you got it from here. You take
I'll
over.
leave it to you.
And then kaboom,
He's
he
gone.
gone.
Don't try with one thing that's we highlight. It's just like one said. No, he's just gone.
There's no coming back from that. Yeah, he's super gone. And obviously you just kind of like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and your man's just like, I gotcha.
Well, we'll see if you do. Oh, I hope you do.
I brought loads of guys in my pockets. I'm filled with smaller men. I've got all the tricks, and Yuji's just got, I'm going to fucking hit everything that you got over and over and over.
Yeah. And we're just going to go to the back half of it. It was just like that extended fucking fight sequence. And then it feels like just like it's kind of back on. It has some matter of like kind of like coherent direction to it again, like with the Choso encounter as well. It's just like, now we're seeing like, some actual like intent behind these things. Like I can cohere what's going on. What did you make of that one last week, Dwayne? With its
sorry, which fight?
That was like fun. Sukuna blowing up the 10 shadows one, the big.
I really enjoyed it. I like the kind of like, because it was such a nice contrast between the earlier part, like where it's just the two of them fighting in like in the buildings and stuff. It feels like, despite the fact he's summoning monsters and rabbits and whatnot, it's like a mano a mano kind of thing. And then this one is just like a god v god type situation, and it's the scale of it is just so huge and horrific. I thought it worked quite well.
Yeah, although I kind of seen it is that the production is melting. It's literally fucking melting. Like some of it, and everyone's saying there were fun like multiple like stretching that, but this is like unfinished animation. You can see that it's not been.
I kind of like the unfinishedness of it, though. That's the thing. Like I really like the looseness of it, and it's like, hey, if that's what you got to get it done, I guess.
But Jesus, like they made it work, but like it wasn't what anybody really wanted to put out there as well. And that's really kind of again the trouble with ones. You gotta call in so many people to try and keep this fucking show on the road that you get this, you lose this sense of the coherent fucking vision of the thing, and
Yeah. It felt to be like a different. It was a production kind of thing, but it did feel like a different kind of direction in the fight. Not in the same way that we were getting like those One Piece fights, which is just like clearly this is a very different art style because different directors.
Yeah. But again, you got the
Yeah.
sense of there was from like one, there's a coherent fucking thing and it's involved and all fun. I'm not really like one digging their whole have spectacle at all costs. Thing they've been doing out here. So,
like the
but
fight
again,
with Itadori and your man with the bathroom brawl had like a lot of really good first person shots, and that was obviously like a directorial choice. This fight has a load of really uncomfortable stuff with flesh walls and whatnot. Like I especially like the one where it starts pressing them both into the wall. They're both like shuffling
they're
along
just like
sideways
one
towards each other.
riding up to each other. It's like, you know, just like going this, that,
Yeah, squeezing between the train station wall and the flesh wall, and just like it was just like it did this big scale of like I'm just throwing crazy things at you, and then that small scale we are in a very tight corridor fighting, that kind of thing. So yeah, this one definitely has a more coherent direction and everything than the prior one for sure.
Is having tons of fun with Mahito's fucking flesh morphing abilities as
Yes.
well. Is just like I get the right comments. Oh, he's gotten one way better at that. And it's just they're fun having a whale of a time. Just like, you know, just setting up fun, cool little fun bits in there. Just like fun. With the fucking knives and the whole lot of fun people, you know, fun. Just again, fun. We move from one catapult in the flesh fall, and then the fun they're fighting, then like in the lift, and this lift is then obviously the fun.
Again, that tight fucking space, like it's such a good use of like wide space, tight space, wide space, tight space. It works quite well. Like I think the only thing that could have possibly been improved with the look of it is like I kind of wish that flesh was animated in plasticine or something. You know what I mean? Like because it nearly fucking gets there with the animation of that. It's like I could touch this and I would not want to touch it. It looks fucking gross. But
it's really fun pushing. I get Itadori then as well as it's like, you know, kids. You know, early on he's fucking, you know, oh, there's faces in the wall. These are people. If one said, we so fucking caught up in fun. I gotta get this motherfucker. He's fucking pushing my buttons. I gotta fucking put him down. I'm the only one who fucking can do it. It's just It's good. And he has gotten really good at that. You know, I would work at controlling flesh and summoning and stuff like that. He can also make doubles of himself. And he sent another of himself off to go raise trouble elsewhere.
Yeah, it kind of cuts back to Pryor's like, why didn't Volcano Head dude catch up with him? It's like, because he turned into two guys and ran off in two different directions. Very, very cartoonily done. And it's like, oh, brilliant. A girl that knows Itadori. If I bring this girl's corpse in front of him, he's going to get very upset. And upsetting him is the thing I want to do. And I'm just looking forward. It's like, oh, you're going to get yours, you motherfucker. I'm looking forward to that. Because much like with Nanami, this is your bad match. And it's going to fucking bite you in the ass.
Yeah. It's one like a rough kind of thing for him there as well, because he's been like, you know, it's kind of interesting contrast with one Pluto too, where fun saying, well, we're being fucking fed hatred, so you're going to fucking spit out hatred.
Yeah.
He's fun going over back and always when from Lash versus Granddad to him, oh, you're a good lad, now you gotta help people out, you know, fun saying, and then ultimately getting chewed out, you know, from other people for having like, you know, his too much of a statue for this business at the door. You gotta be fucking ruthless, you gotta be merciless as Fushiguro. I would know that because I gotta feel the most things.
Yeah, he got into this because he cares a lot, and because his grandpa said, he's like, yeah, you should try and save as many people as you can. You need to protect people. You should die surrounded by loads of loved ones and that kind of thing. And people going like, you're too soft, too emotional. You're getting like that contrast in him because he's, after the horror he was forced to witness the last episode, it's he's not in a good place.
Yeah, well, like, you know, he wasn't, you know, in possession of his body right then. It's just like, it's as good
but
as
it was his body who did
it. It was still me. I was still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The choices he made led to this, basically. Yeah.
It's a tough one. It's a rough one. And it's a fun meat grinder of an arc, and they're not even done yet.
Nope. So many. They've got at least two more of my favorite characters to get rid of. So that's great.
Then we've got Dr. Stone, episode 18 of New World, Flicker of Doom. First section is Hyuga versus Moz still. We're going to run away from Moz till we get a chance to upgrade his spear to what the type of spear he likes to use is.
They keep saying it and everything.
Spear with a
fucking pipe in it.
Yeah.
Spear and a pipe.
Yes, they have to make a pipe. We get a explanation of how alcohol reduces friction.
And also, like, here's the thing you could use to fix the drawer, and also to play a prank on Mom. Sorry, Mecha Senku, you're in trouble now. Which is a nice contrast to the deadly fight that we're giving the science explanation.
Yes.
Mm.
Agma gets to do something useful, throw something.
Agma, you're good at throwing. It's like, I certainly am. Wee!
Ooh.
I need you to aim this time, though. That's the important part.
And
Yeah.
Moz gets his ass kicked incredibly quickly because he can't figure out what the fuck's going on with this spear. I've never seen such technology.
Oh, he
But
gets fun
one of
served
the-
up. Yeah, it's really good. It's just I did forgotten this bit because it's like it's like Hyoga now Hyoga's on side, so he has like fun saying, well, if you're on side, you have some like respect or fucking like at least for fun what science what I can do for fun saying, well, I'll apply to my own way of fun. I'm up against this once in a kind like genius now. He's never been defeated now, and I've fucking been defeated. I don't know how many times I've been learning how to use his spear. But that's only like one man versus like centuries of human innovation is getting it fun. With a two meat, only one's ever going to win out.
It manages to do the science is beautiful talk with martial arts, and him talking about it's like, I've put my trust in Senku, and he's like, wait a minute, I put my trust in Senku to get me my bit of pipe. Fuck, am I on side? I'm a goodie now, bollocks.
But like, he says it too. Everyone like this kind of knowledge of one, it can surpass light and this can like survive beyond death. And
it's the idea that it's a martial art is a kind of a science. It's a thing you pass down and refine and improve upon, and you can't beat all the shoulders of giants I'm fucking standing on. Like that's a different thing from you just being me strong caveman. It's just like, that's not gonna win in this situation.
As he's about to learn, just going pew pew pew, I'm going to destroy you with my science device, is not going to pay off when you don't know how that science device works.
I forgot. It's like I think that's the one useful thing he does entirely, and he fucks it up immediately by going like fucking petro beam fire. Oh, that's not how it works. How does it work? And your man dives off the ship. It's like 3 meters, 1 second, dives under the water, and your man's like, fucking what? It turns into a stone.
How do you find like to do that like underwater as well? He's got some lungs in him.
He's obviously been practicing talking with his mouth closed, so he can send off the thing by putting the thing in his mouth. No one can hear what he's saying, and then programming it with thing. He's got all the tricks figured out. He's the trixiest old man. He's
so
really
I forgotten too fun saying, oh yeah, I'll load this on my own big dumb lad and fucking send him like up the mountain. And it's gonna be like I love the kind of panic too fun saying that's what the fucking Medusa device. You gotta fucking chase him down. Oh, he's fucking super strong. He's fucking shaking us off like a fun rugby guy on a charge.
And
if one catch him up there fun saying he ain't got it on him. Fun, where is it fun saying I swallowed it. You swallowed it. Oh fuck. And I see the beam, then the fun starts like glowing in his belly. It's like, oh, big.
And Chrome's still running towards the explosions. Like, I've got a plan. Everyone, stick with me. And it's a crazy plan. A lot of this episode, and it's great for it, is like we have to throw the plan out the window. The plan is gone. We have to make up plans as we fucking go because
the plan
we do not have
chase
time.
that dude down and fucking tackle him. That's the plan.
And when that doesn't work out, it's like, okay, now we're doing this plan. And what's the crazy tall old guy's name? I keep forgetting his name.
Ibarra.
When Ibarra comes on the island, he's like, brilliant, I did it. I won all by myself. Where did they sort of lined up in the same statue pose as, this is probably nothing.
Thank you very much. Smashes down, just retrieves it from the torso.
You knew how that's it. He was going to get it out of his stomach. Like, it's just like, I'll just break him open with a big rock. Like, very fucking, I'm a wily old man, but I'm not a very technically advanced old man. But there's footprints leading away from the bomb site, essentially. He's like, I better follow these footprints.
My fancy earring is like giving me noises in my ear. I gotta go check this out.
It's from that weird beast. It's some sort of man-made beast. What's that inside it? And then Senku's voice from a speaker going like 5 meters, 1 second. It's like, Jesus, fuck. And Senku's like, I guess it doesn't work for remote. You have to stay it up close to it. But you and me, old man, let's fucking go.
Let's do what you got. What you got?
Yeah, and Ibarra's world has now been shattered again. Because he's smart, but he ain't book smart. That's his problem.
He's street smart or island smart, smart enough, smarter than the average cave person.
The only technical thing he knows is how to use the Medusa. That's it. And they've given enough information as to how the Medusa works, and his plan is just like, well, I know one of these fucking dipshits has a magic juice that revives people, so I'll just use that. Like that's why I froze everyone on the island. It doesn't matter to Ibarra. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember if they ever explain how he knows how to use the Medusa.
I think it never. They might explain it in terms of
it's
like this
implied
tribe
right near the
passed
end,
this
I think.
down,
Yeah,
basically again and again, and someone at some stage figured it fucking out.
because
And
obviously
therefore
we
passed
know
the
the
information
purpose of the Medusa, so it would make sense of whoever sent it might have supplied instructions, or it's going to somehow tie into the. Is it monthly? This new One Piece? Sorry, not One Piece. I've got One Piece in front of me. I read,
Dr.
just read
Stone.
the words. Dr. Stone
Yeah, the new
story.
It's at least monthly. Maybe it could be even longer than that.
This, I know we know where the plot is going. This one Medusa, it's under a different thing than the prior stuff. Like basically, yeah, I think it does explain this one instance of it because this isn't the main. This isn't ground zero for the thing that happened. Like
No, because we know
No,
that's
no.
in South America. That's where they're trying to
Yeah,
get to.
that's the thing, and we know this is an
So it's
island
like,
off the coast of
how did
Japan.
this get
So,
here?
yeah.
How does he know how to use it? I'm not sure it's ever explained or not.
It is.
It is okay. It might just be implied.
It's
at the end.
explained by. Let me see if I can remember. When you rub seashells together, you can accidentally make radio waves or something like that, which
Okay.
counts as technology. Basically, that's why it's there.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. Then we've got Undead Unluck, episode 8. Victor.
That's
Victor,
bit
God
your
of
tongue there,
Victory. Yeah.
So we're still going to take out this spoil fella. How are we going to do this? Well, luckily I've got an extending staff, so it's shit. Because
smack him up and then shoot him in
he
the face.
spoils too fast now for Andy to fight him.
But around his body, not around his head, because when he did that weird snake head thing, Spooko didn't turn into a zombie immediately. So all we have to do is knock him into space where things can't rot because there's no air for things to rot in. Perfect. The easiest plan ever. What with my Son Goku fucking staff that I got
And
over
also,
here.
Andy, you got to take that card out your head because I want to see the other fella.
That's what it's going to take to beat this. It's like,
See, I saw a lot of people going like, why did he fucking let one of his own guys be killed and then say, hey, yeah, go kill this other one of my own fucking team? It's like, it's for this. He wants to see Victor. Like that's why he let two of his own fucking guys get killed. It's like I want to.
I don't even know. He loves fighting people. He loves fighting dudes.
And
Doesn't
he
fight
really
all the
wants to
dudes.
fight
The
this guy,
baddest dudes.
the most bad dude.
Yep. So they end up in space. He takes the card out, and now he gets super long hair and is.
He turns into Raditz, and he's ready to fight.
Yes, he can now. When he cuts his fingers off, they can grow into additional ones of him.
He's really good at being undead.
And kind of kills Spoil incredibly quickly. Gets his core, puts it in one of his hands, gives the hand the sword, drops the hand to the ground after cutting it off, and then grows from that hand back on Earth. Yeah.
It's basically just like, well, we very easily killed the big monster. Now we have a different big monster to deal with. Sorry, he did actually capture him. He took out his core. He didn't fucking destroy it or anything. Yeah, so he did the mission 100% perfectly. But now we got a bigger problem. Victor's here. It's a big problem.
He's a surly type, and he's aware of Andy being his sort of personality and what Andy wants. But I don't want what Andy wants. I'm gonna just fuck around and do what I want. Get out of there, you.
Also, re-seeing this now, there is so much foreshadowing in this bit.
Yeah. When people were going, it's like
amount of foreshadowing.
The author was clearly like making it up as he went along. It's like, fucking no, this was very well put together. Like on viewing it from now, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I get another extra layer to what you already know. It's just like, it makes sense then if he's an undead dude who could have been around for like a long time, like 100 years or something like that. So that's how he knows every day. Yeah, he could be around for 100 years or 150 years or.
So I think Victor, the first thing is like, all right, what year is it? 2020. What fucking what date? It's like it's the 20th of September. What day of the week is it? The fuck are you talking about? It's like, all right, so you don't have days of the week yet. Okay, cool. That tells me whereabouts you're at. And everyone's like, fucking what? And the audience is like, fucking what?
Yeah, exactly. This like it isn't like they do the car like fun. What do you mean? It's fucking like it's Tuesday. Fun saying no, they don't even say a day. It's like
Every time they've done the time and date stamp in place, it's like they have never said a day because they do not have days of the week yet. That's the important part.
Yeah, so Shannon and Victor have a fight. Shane gets his ass kicked.
both of them broken.
It's just like, yeah, you know the way he fought that monster god thing very easily. Yeah, this guy wasn't going to stand up very long. And Shane's like, oh fuck, I'm super fucked. Well, okay, now I will call in the rest of the union.
Yeah. Also, during the spoil fight, we have a full description of how his power works.
Yeah.
It's about Shen's like yes, it's untruth.
Untruth, yes, and we get his lying face, which is
it's such a good. It's an Anya face, basically. It's great.
Yes. Yeah, so he's going to look at you, and then while he's got eye contact with you, anything you plan to do, you'll do the opposite.
So if you plan to hit with your right, you'll hit with your left. If you plan to shoot him, you won't shoot him. If you plan to shoot that direction, you'll shoot the opposite fucking direction. It's just like, or you won't shoot. Like it's basically what. And I think if he has some influence over it being not that, or the opposite direction of that, or the opposite limb, like he seems to have some control over that. But manipulating you to do what you don't want to.
The condition too is that he must bear some kind of affection for you, otherwise it won't work.
So the whole time when he's beating the fuck out of Spoil, Spoil's kind of like, oh, I need to get the fuck out of here and figure out what he's doing to me. And Spoil like leans into it. It's like, why the fuck did I get closer? What am I doing? And it's like, Spoil, fucking, he's complimenting Spoil. He's like, oh, you're gonna get it. Come on, buddy, you can figure it out. Like he's being nice to him while kicking his ass. It's
because this is important because this is obviously how Fuko's power works as well.
Yes,
and it's getting her to see somebody who has a similar power and how they get to apply that to people.
And it also comes across that the power is a curse because you do have it's not even like, oh, you have to feel a certain direction towards it. It's like no. You have to like the thing that you're fucking up. So it feels like it's just like this is a punishment, right?
So naturally those who are closest to will be hurt the most by it.
Exactly. Yeah. With both Fuko and with Shen. It's a good kind of lead into that. Yeah.
And so in order to protect Fuko and Shen and get Andy back, the rest of the Union have to show up.
So they burst out of a crack in the sky.
Yeah.
He's impressed there's 10 of them.
That means they're fairly far along, yeah.
Just getting warmed up. Let's just throw them a few like easy ones here. If we're gonna throw the barriers up and seal them in, but then we're like ricocheting bullets out the barriers too, and kind of trap them in a killer box. Like, I see. Yeah. You can't just block all the time. You got some moves too. About as far as I can get with him there now.
Yeah.
No, just getting warmed. That's why the just shaking it off now. See what you really got.
He's trying to get a read on each of them, but only a couple of them get to do anything. Like the big hulking armor one, like does a big slam down. It's like there was no technique to that. It was pure brute force. It's like you're gonna have to have a bit of force. Like it's like, but you don't know what they do yet. So don't assume, buddy. Don't assume.
No, that was one of the things
playing
I
up
was
as well. It's just like untrue. If I'm gonna shoot my finger bullet into one thing, like I knew you would do that, so everyone went the opposite kind of way, and I shot myself to the other side. So I would generate off my finger on the other side, and I'm behind you.
Yeah.
Yes, because it ends with Huez drawing her sword on him. That's where we leave it.
It's interesting seeing like this in the color of them. What colors the guy went? It went for like the sun is setting over the course of this whole spoil encounter. Then he gets this very lurid kind of red. I think it was Victor descends.
It's like things are worse now basically because everything's just like blood red all of a sudden.
Yeah, blood red, or it's almost like a black sun that's like emitting its light. It's like everything is just like done up in fun, just red and black, and it feels very like fun. Hey, we've got some fun Taite Kubo up in here. What's happening? It's gnarly, it's like all those kind of comics I'm reading, and I hear not as much about it towards the other ones, so I'm not sure like other kind of like view outpoints or views in it are, and this scene I'm seeing some of that in the body of this now. What people kind of seeing it when they're reading it, how to translate in that.
That's it for this week. Next week, a new episode of Ikimono-san of sorts, sort of. It's 3 seconds long. We'll take what we can get.
Please look forward to it.
And then it'll be the following week. There's a canon episode of Conan to talk about.
Right.
With Kaito Kid. So just sort of needed more stuff to watch. That's it for tonight. Goodbye.
Good night. Bye. See ya.
Right, let's hit that stop button.
We did it, everybody.